Hey guys, how's it going? Johnny Rainey here.
Tell them why they don't hold on. Tell them why they better run. Stand up and get
Let's go. Gary Sheffield played 22 seasons in the big leagues, 509 homers, almost 1,700 RBIs, and 2 of his big league seasons he spent with our Mark DeRosa.
Scared the life out of me.
You didn't have to say that. He would have covered that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he would.
Spring training, Disney. First day, I walk in my lockers next to Chef. I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, I was like, oh, God. It's going to be a long 6 weeks.
Gary, of course, is also part of TBS's Major League Baseball coverage. Welcome into hour number 2 of MLB Central. Pleased to have you with us.
Man, I'm glad to be here, especially with these 2 guys here, man. These guys know the game in and out. So.
Now tell me, you got to tell me, what kind of teammate was Mark DeRosa there in Atlanta?
Well, you know, we like to call these guys like to get ahead of themselves. You know, this guy, you know, he felt like a seasoned vet, but he quite wasn't there.
Right.
And
now you're referring. There was a team meeting.
Oh yeah.
And Mark.
Yes.
Probably had a couple call-ups.
Voiced his opinion in the team meeting.
Yes.
And you said to him in language that you can use on TV, you said what to Mark DeRosa?
Well, I just grabbed him. I just pulled him by the collar a little bit and say, hey, kid, you haven't fought that many battles talking. I said, as long as I'm on this team, just be quiet like that. But I always respected him as a player.
How great was that?
Right.
He'd blow me up, put me on blast. It was pulled me aside. He was like, what you said was right.
Yeah.
But you need to get a few more hits in the game before I'm going to listen to your mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like,
seems fair.
got it.
And we
Felt
became
like
best of friends since.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The 2 seasons you had in Atlanta, what
Killed
was it?
it.
30, 39, 132?
Yeah, we got it right here. He went in 2003. We ended up losing to the Cubs in the NLDS. He went 39 and 132. And the only thing I take away from that season, Chef, is when we went to Chicago in the NLDS and everyone showed up to the clubhouse. You showed up in full mink.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mink headband.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, you look good, you play good, you
Let's
feel
go.
good.
Let's go.
So he went 39, 132, and you're bringing the mink.
Exactly.
Because he was
Bill, how
different.
many
He was a star.
minks did you have in your closet during your big league career? 0.0?
0.
Yeah.
Everyone's rolling in like shirt and tie, and it's like, all right, this guy's a star. Like, he's coming in full head to toe mink. He's ready to go deep.
You know what? I had Keith pull this up, though. Most homers was as a Dodger.
Really?
Completely. Venue,
Right.
Florida. I thought that was pretty interesting because as a trivia question, I was sitting here looking at this board going, okay, that's a lot of homers.
Yeah.
Where did he hit the most? Most as a Dodger, but this venue right here was the most.
Right. 6.5 years.
I want to focus. We have some of the current players come in. We've had former players come in, 500-plus homers, man. I watched you take BP relentlessly and was enamored with the way you went about it. We got side angles, kind of walk you down memory lane, and we can pause them, we can pull them back, we can do whatever we want. Can you throw up babyface Gary Sheffield at 19?
Well,
what were we trying to accomplish here?
Well, when I came up, I
back.
Well, I just hit. At that time, I had just hit 44 home runs between AA and AAA.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I hit 44 home runs.
In between AA and AAA.
In AA and AAA. So I came up. They tried to flatten my bat a little bit, but I kind of raised it in the game. But what they were trying to make me as a leadoff speed guy, hit the ball to right field, and I was less violent. And I knew that wasn't my swing. And
Almost hitting around your front head.
yeah, exactly. So when I got to San Diego, the first thing my coach said to me, I just want you to pick up the ball at third base. We don't expect you to hit. And I felt that was disrespectful. I said, now I'm going to show you what I'm made of. And now I went back to my style. And now I went back to an attacking style, not trying to get on base for the guy to drive me in. Wow. And so I just got, now it's just.
Now it's personal.
Yes, it's lift and separate. It's now I'm going to show you I can hit for average and power.
Run this real quick.
Yes, that's all fingers right there.
So, yeah, take me through that and then pause that right there. Take me through that. So what you're saying it's all fingers, but what?
Well, a lot of guys think grabbing the bat like this and the harder you grab it, now I can get more power, but it's the opposite. The looser you grab the bat, and I'm here with the fingers. See, it look like it's in my hand, but it's only in my fingers. So now when I go here and when it's here, it's all fingers. Now when I go back here, now that's when I'm dropping. And now hitting begins when I get here and I go here, it's the turn. And when I go from here to here, that's when I turn on the power.
See, I would think, watching you do that, that it would almost make you think subconsciously, I'm going to snap my top hand down. But you're saying almost to the point like that was just to get a nice, loose, crisp move with your fingers, and then
it's like dancing.
you're almost thinking,
It's like dancing. You know, I don't, when a pitcher is deceptive, you know, pitchers in big leagues, they want to try to do different motions and throw you off as a hitter.
Yeah.
I don't look at anything he does on the mound until he gets here. Once he gets there, that's what I pick up. And now I know when you're throwing a breaking ball, a slider, curveball, I pick it up immediately.
Let me ask you this question, because you just brought breaking ball into the mix. Earlier, you guys were talking to Prince and Sess. Sess said he looked for pitches. Were you a guy that sat on pitches at times?
One pitch.
You wanted the heater.
I wanted the heater, and
You were
I never
like
changed.
Prince.
No.
So you just adjusted, and see, that's where
I'm baffled.
I'm baffled that too, because there's no way. If I'm looking for a heater,
You're not getting heaters and heater counts.
Because what it
We
does
are.
is that what it does for me, I tell you to fool me. I want you to fool me. But I'm not going to lose on a fastball. I will not lose on a fastball. I don't care who's out there. I make you a two-pitch pitcher. If somebody, when we used to have scouting reports, you remember, and they would say, well, this guy has this pitch, that pitch, and I would look to you, how do they expect us to get a hit?
right?
You did say that, I remember. Oh, I guess we're not getting a hit.
Right,
tonight.
we're done.
Everything's
They're too
exploding.
good.
Right. So what I do is I make him a two-pitch pitcher. All I want to know is what's his out pitch, the one he goes to the most when he needs it. If it's a breaking ball, a curve ball for is the breaking ball side of it, then the slider, the fork ball, I eliminate fork ball. I don't swing at fork balls. That's just, I don't swing at them. And that's what I go up there with my game plan is when I step to the plate, I know he has a fork ball. That's not even in my mind. I'm going to hit a fastball, slider, or fastball, curveball.
You also said something interesting in talking about adjustments a few moments ago before we came on about you would adjust your stance, your approach, depending on the park you were playing in.
Yes.
Could you walk us through that a little bit more?
Yes. If you look at when I went to San Diego, I won a batting title because the dimensions was fair all the way around the park. So I used the whole field. So I didn't feel like hitting the ball to right field I was going to lose anything. When I got to the Florida Marlins, I got closer to the plate and I became strictly a pull hitter because of that short fence in left field. And so a lot of my home runs came to left field and left center. You never saw me hit a ball, I probably won maybe with the Florida Marlins, the dead center or right center. I never hit home runs over there. Now, when I went on the road, then I would hit balls the opposite way. So I always had in my mind, wherever I played or whatever year it was, I had to hit double digits home runs the opposite field. So I guarantee that I'm going to have 30 or 40 home runs.
Any of you guys doing that when you're on the road, adjusting?
I just followed him around like a puppy. Like, teach me anything.
In fact,
my
this
guy,
might be
man.
the only guy that I've ever heard say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard that either.
Now, one would think when you go into Fenway, that makes it a little bit
Get up
different.
on
There's
the
probably
deck,
some other guys that have done that.
Right.
But you're talking about some National League parks that are pretty big.
Yeah.
So Florida's big,
Right.
except that was over there was reachable.
I just ain't want to lose home runs to right center when I had a pitch that I know I could have pulled it out the park.
Dodger Stadium.
Dodger Stadium, that was fair to me.
Okay.
You know, when I got there, the gaps is fair. But at night, it get a little dewy. The ball don't carry as much. But once you get comfortable in a park, my strength was center field there. That park wasn't deep enough to hold me in that one. So I didn't mind staying, within myself in the middle of the field. And then if somebody wanted to come in, then I have to let him know the left field.
What were some, and we can keep this running, because,
Right.
some of the best side angles you'll ever see. You talk about.
See, there's a
getting
lot
on
of
top.
things going on that a lot of people just look at the waggle. You got to look at my right elbow. I'm getting ready to
Hold on.
see that right elbow right there. Now I'm in position to punch. See, I'm athletic position. Now I got my legs up under me, and now I'm ready to punch.
So when Sammy, I would watch Sammy Sosa do short toss, and he said,
Right.
"This is my steering wheel, and this
And
puts
this
it
is
in the park."
Yes. Because all I'm thinking as a hitter is my left side.
Yeah.
All I think is this side, because when I tell my kids at home is when I hit, you have to cut this part of your body out. You got to work back here. So this part of my body is what I see back here. and I work from there. Because if I get it this way, now I'm in trouble. So I always focus on, and I tell guys, when you step to the plate, don't just stand in the plate like this and
Get in
then,
get
okay, get over.
Plate,
Yeah.
they're gonna-
So a lot of kids, they get in, they look at the pitcher, and then they just get in the box like
Yeah.
this. What I do is I don't look at the pitcher. I walk in the batter's box sideways, so I know I'm in the same spot every time. So all the dimensions of the parks, everything throws you off, and you think you're standing in the right spot, but you're not, because if you don't go in sideways, you're thrown off. So what I try to do is I try to get here, and now when I'm here, I'm hitting here. I'm not hitting
Really?
at him. I'm hitting here because I want everything to work sideways. And when I go sideways, now I'm behind here.
Nothing
I haven't
off.
went here.
No
So
lead.
now everything I'm looking at is from this point on, and I work from there. And when I get in this motion here, when that bat gets here, now I'm turning it up a notch.
Yeah.
Now I'm finna get violent for me.
So you were definitely dominant this?
Yes.
Because I wouldn't have thought that when you're watching all this go on
Yes.
with this thing working up here.
Yeah.
But you were definitely dominant. there.
Dominant left hand.
Play that some more because I want to see a Yankee one because I have a question for you.
Someone
when we
get me
to
a lawn chair and a cup of coffee. Chef, talk about it for an hour.
I'll stand, but I would like the coffee if you could
Yeah.
get it.
But if you see my hands here, now working back, now the left hand goes directly to the ball, and now the bat, when the left hand goes here, now that's when I turn
Can
it
you
on.
rack that one back,
rack
please?
that
Well,
back. I mean, that thing's parallel.
all right, so look, I swear,
Get out of here.
myself and Junior, we were doing a coach's clinic somewhere, and somebody asked me about squashing a bug,
Yeah.
which I still don't know what that means. There's no bug in the batter's box. We're going to hit. But there was a game of the week, back when it used to be the game of the week. There was one game on. This was real. This leg was real, and I swear the ball was in frame.
Yeah.
Right? And the next one was, play that through a little bit, and I'll tell you to freeze it again. Foot comes down, so it was definitely a wider shot.
Man.
I'm not so sure where this thing ends up. See if we can get that off the ground or not. No. All right. But there was one where I swear this thing was in this direction.
Yeah.
The foot was still here, and the ball was in the frame.
Yeah.
And the next thing I saw was this. And it was a homer in the second tank.
Yeah.
So you didn't always have that back foot
No.
necessarily on the ground.
No, a lot of times I didn't. You know, it became, I had an injury to my right foot. And I had to learn how to hit like that because I had that, what they call it, plantar fasciitis.
Yeah.
So I had
Awful.
that.
Pronounce
So
that again right there.
Plantar fasciitis.
There you
Yeah.
go,
Just
plantar
checking.
fasciitis. Okay.
It ain't
so,
no joke.
That's
So
no joke.
I used to have to push off of that, and that bone, I mean, it was bad. So what I did is I used to get here, and then I bring it off the ground. And I created a bad habit that I was trying to break when my foot started feeling better.
Well, we as D-Row said, we
Sure,
could
beast.
talk hitting all day.
All
This
day.
is fascinating. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for
we
having me.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Gary Sheffield, part of the 500 Homer Club, and of course part of TBS's coverage of Major League Baseball. Thanks again, Gary.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
brother. Appreciate it.